Okay, so Raven Symone is about 35 years old. She was born 1985, 86. So it's also she guest starred on the Cosby Show when she was 3 years old. Raven Symone is very outgoing, very outspoken. She was 3 years old when she auditioned for 2 or 3 years old when she auditioned for the role of Olivia on the Cosby Show for season 6. And one thing that's very amazing is that how a little girl can remember her lines. That kind of that really amazed me to see a little girl, 3 year old who can remember all her lines. She remember all. That's how smart she was. She was a prodigy, very gifted, light skinned. By the time they hired Olivia, Rudy was about to go through puberty. She was about, I think, Rudy, the girl that played Rudy was about 11 or 12, so she was getting old. So they replaced her with a cuter little girl, Olivia, and she was always bothering Heathcliff, Bill Cosby. Her and Bill Cosby had a good chemistry on the show, and she was on the show from season 6, 7, 8 for I think 2 seasons. She was there for 6, 7, and 8. And she was always a smart one. She was always doing things. She was more outgoing than Rudy. Rudy was kind of quiet, reserved, had her little one-liners. But I realized that Olivia was very outspoken, outgoing. Now, she was going to do movies and TV shows. She was on Hang with Mr. Cooper, Raven Symone. Also, she's also she also had about 5 or 6, 7 years ago, Oprah Winfrey. There was a lot of rumors going on about her also, and Oprah invited Raven Symone on her show, and then Raven Symone confessed that she had sexual feelings towards. She's bisexual. She liked boys, but also she was never really into boys. She couldn't relate to a boy. She said she never really had any feelings towards boys. She always liked girls. She said she knew this when she was 12. So there's people speculated that maybe she was molested in Hollywood. I'm not saying that, but Hollywood, something must have happened because she doesn't. I mean, all that money, all the fame, and she admitted to Oprah that she just liked girls. So her sexuality has been questioned for years. Also, it was reported that her and Orlando Brown, who's on Family Matters, he played 3J, the little troubled little boy who Steve Urkel was trying to take care of on Family Matters. Then her and Orlando Brown and Raven Symone were on That's So Raven. I like that show. That was a good show. I never really got into the show, but it was a decent show. It was good. I mean, it's good to see black people in TV shows. Then it lasted a couple years. It lasted 4 or 5 years. What it lasted from 2002 to 2007. That's pretty good. So from the time I was 12 to the time I was 17, that lasted. That's pretty good. But the show was all right. I mean, I was kind of old. I didn't really get into the show, but it was about a girl who was a black girl with a black family. She had a little white friend. They threw in a token white girl, and she had a black male friend. And she was a psychic and she could see things. And I'll get that in my later video. It's a good show. Now she's doing a reboot of That's So Raven. She's all right, but only problem she has right now is her weight. But a lot of people do have mixed feelings. She even tried doing her own, making her own albums, music albums, which did pretty well. She's worth a lot of money. She's worth around almost 400 million. She's wealthy. She ain't never got to work a day in her life. She never had to work at Popeyes. She ain't never had to work at no fast food. She ain't never had to have work and have people tell her what to do. She's making her own money. She's an entrepreneur. Miss Jerry, peace.